Theoretical recap. A vulnerability report is the primary deliverable of any security assessment. It transforms technical findings into actionable intelligence for developers, managers, and security teams. A well-structured report answers 4 essential questions. What is the vulnerability? Where exactly does it exist? What is the realistic impact? How should it be fixed? The core components of any vulnerability report entry are 1. A clear, descriptive title. 2. A severity rating using a recognized scale such as critical, high, medium, low, informational. 3. A concise description of the flaw. 4. The affected component or endpoint. 5. The steps to reproduce the issue. 6. The proof of concept, evidence. 7. The business impact, framed through the CIA triad, confidentially availability. And 8. A concrete remediation recommendation. Common mistakes beginners make: writing vague titles like SQL injection found instead of unauthenticated SQL injection on API/login, allows full database dump, conflating description with reproduction steps, ignoring the business impact entirely, and recommending remediation without specificity. For example, fix the code is not a recommendation. Mini example. Title: reflected XSS on /search endpoint exposes session tokens. Severity: high. Description: the search parameter is rendered unsanitized in the HTML response, allowing script injection. Steps to reproduce: submit. Q equals script alert document.cookie/script in the search bar. CIA impact: confidentiality. Session tokens can be stolen. Integrity: DOM can be manipulated. Remediation: encode all user-supplied output using context-aware escaping before rendering. Keep this mental model in mind. A report entry is a structured story, from the flaw's existence, through its exploitability, to its consequences and cure. Workshop brief. You have now read a fictional vulnerability report, extracted its key information, and revisited the OWASP Top 10 alongside the CIA triad. It is time to produce your own. This workshop asks you to write a complete micro-report entry for an imaginary but realistic vulnerability in a fictional web application called VaultApp, a simple internal tool used by a small company to store and share sensitive employee documents. Your starting point is the following scenario. During a routine code review of VaultApp, you notice that the document download endpoint, API/document/ID, does not verify whether the authenticated user actually owns or has rights to the requested document. Any logged-in user can download any document by simply incrementing the ID in the URL. This is a textbook broken access control flaw, ranked number 1 in the OWASP Top 10. Step 1. Understand and frame the vulnerability. Before writing a single line of your report, spend time reasoning through the flaw. Ask yourself, what category does it belong to in the OWASP Top 10? Which of the 3 CIA pillars does it primarily threaten, and which secondary ones are also affected? What is the realistic business impact for a company storing sensitive HR documents? What type of attacker could exploit this? Does it require authentication or not? You do not need to submit this reasoning separately, but it will directly shape the quality of your report entry. Skipping this step is the most common cause of shallow, unconvincing reports. Step 2. Write your micro-report entry. Produce a structured report entry using the 8 components described in the theoretical recap above. Your entry must be self-contained. Someone who has never heard of VaultApp should be able to read it and immediately understand the problem, its severity, how to reproduce it, and how to fix it. Write the steps to reproduce as numbered instructions. Be precise enough that a developer could follow them in a test environment. Your proof of concept can be a described HTTP request. You do not need to run actual code. For the remediation section, go beyond generic advice. Name the specific control that should be implemented. Hint: think about server-side authorization checks tied to user identity, not just authentication. Avoid padding. Every sentence in your report entry must carry information. Aim for a report entry of 300 to 500 words, concise, dense, and professional. Step 3. Self-review using the CIA plus OWASP lens. Once you have written your entry, reread it critically. Check that your severity rating is justified. Can you articulate in one sentence why you chose that level and not one above or below? Verify that your CIA impact analysis is specific to VaultApp's context, not a copy-paste of generic definitions. Confirm that your remediation recommendation names a concrete mechanism. If any of these checks fail, revise before submitting. This self-review step is not optional. It is part of what you are being evaluated on. Step 4. Optional extension, recommended if you finish early. Imagine a second related vulnerability. The same endpoint also logs download activity, but the logs are stored in a world-readable directory on the server. Write a second, shorter report entry, 150 to 250 words, for this information disclosure issue. Link it to the first entry in a brief paragraph explaining how the two vulnerabilities together create a compounded risk. This is called a vulnerability chain, and recognizing chains is a key skill in real-world pen testing and DevSecOps risk assessment. Final notes. This workshop is designed to be completed in approximately 3 hours. You must submit your final micro-report entry, and optional second entry if attempted, before the deadline expires. You are fully authorized to consult all previous course materials, the fictional vulnerability report you analyzed in prior activities, a WASP documentation, CVE examples online, or any other internet resource you find useful. You may also discuss the scenario with peers or ask for help. What matters is that the final written report is your own work and reflects your own reasoning. Submit your report as a single text document, plain text, Markdown, or PDF, through the course platform submission interface.